大家好啊，我係阿喬啦，同你探索劇場嘅創辦人啦。
My name is Xinny, and I am the co-founder of Ailem app.
大家好，我係 Alpha，今日好高興咧，就同大家介紹我呢副 board game Borderlands。
My name is DJ, and I am one of the directors at Crossroads. In essence, we have two sides of our work. We have the humanitarian side that is assisting people in need, and then we have the experiential side that helps move people's hearts towards action. And we ask this question, how can we show people why we serve, especially in Hong Kong? Whenever you are to represent others, it is important that you never use your own voice. And for us, as we have honed and worked on the narrative of this simulation, we have done it in consultation with refugees, internally displaced people, child trauma specialists, aid workers, the UN and others, because there are over 100 million displaced people, but each one of their stories is different. There are no actors involved. Everyone who is there, they are themselves. They have been third-generation refugees. They are former child soldiers. They are the aid agency workers and child trauma specialists and others. And everyone who delivers this either has lived or serves it. Very often we then link this to the reality by having the true stories spoken of those who have gone through it. We call it the 3 E's. Education, so people know more of the issue. Empathy, so they begin to care. And then empowerment, so that their hands are equipped to bring change.
呢種手法咧，其實就係我哋坊間啦，亦都會叫佢 EJL 嘅，就係 Empathetic Journey of Life。最主要呢個手法其實想做4個嘅方向或者能力嘅，分別係同理心啦、言語組織能力啦、多角度思考同埋一啲人際嘅社交能力嘅。最主要喺呢套手法入面啦，我哋用咗 LARP Live Action Role Play 實景動態角色扮演嘅。參加者啦喺一開頭嘅時候，其實會去睇到唔同嘅劇本啦、人物角色劇本嘅，會擁有各自嘅視覺啦、繼而啦喺個遊戲過程入面需要去同人哋進行互動啦，同其他參加者進行互動嘅時候，從而去還原成個嘅故事真相嘅。而我哋作為 GM 即係 Game Master 啦，我哋作為主持人啦，會喺最後咧會做翻一個 debriefing， 同佢哋做一個解說啦，去探討翻一啲社會議題或者係劇本想帶出嘅意思。我哋個故事劇本入面啦，有唔同嘅社會嘅議題去探討嘅。舉個例子啦，可能其中一個劇本我哋會去講一啲家庭嘅溝通嘅問題等等嘅元素嘅。所以咧，我哋會去揾一啲我哋覺得係一啲社會值得去關注啦，或者係一班年輕人，佢哋應該要喺呢一個範疇去理解多啲喎，去同理多少少唔同人嘅一啲心路歷程或者係角度。所以咧，我哋就會將唔同嘅劇本啦寫成一個主題，寫成唔同嘅故事，希望佢哋喺參加完之後啦，攞到主題嘅信息之餘，亦都真係同理到當其時有啲持份者佢哋嘅感受同埋諗法啦。
So Ailem is an app that provides language education that's tailored for refugees and asylum seekers. So currently our app is space-themed. So we have a mascot that kind of guides you around and explains the journey. So it's like kind of your friend, your buddy in the app. And we chose space initially because my co-founder, he's a big physics person, but we both thought that space might be quite of a fitting situation because it's exploring a new galaxy, unknown area, unknown animals and encounters and situations that's kind of similar with the refugees arriving in a new country and everything around them is very unknown.
咁呢副 game 咧就係一副有關敍利亞難民嘅 board game 嚟嘅。咁大家玩嘅時候咧，你就係一個一家之主啦，你就帶住你嘅族人咧逃離嘅戰區，因為你再留喺戰區咧，好大機會咧就會死嘅。然之後喺你逃難嘅過程中咧，你會遇到封關啦、人口販賣啦、搭船會沉船啦，各種呢啲喺新聞裏邊你見到嘅事情咧，都會喺副 board game 入邊咧體會到嘅。
By having a game and building this community where they have a say in what goes into it, I think it's very powerful.
遊戲點解咁 powerful？ 咁就係 因為佢唔係一個淨係單向嘅個分享咯，而係你就真係融入喺其中，你就係去做每一個決定。咁當你玩完嘅時候，其實你嗰個記憶點係超強嘅，已經係記晒入你個腦度。即係如果你上堂聽1個鐘2個鐘嘅時候，真係你記得嘅部分，就算我自己一落堂，可能我記得都唔知剩翻幾多%。但係玩完副 game 嘅時候，嗰個位係入到腦入到心嘅時候，係同埋用晒你五感，係咯，你唔同嘅 sense， 係一個好強嘅工具。
For me, what I love about these programs is that it cuts to the chase. And so it stirs people's hearts so that almost instinctively they say, this cannot continue. I am but me, but I am me. And how can my life be used to make a difference? You want to know a question that really often stumps me, but joys my heart to the core? Is when people come to us at the end of a simulation and they say, how can you use my life to make a difference? There's no simple answer for that, but gosh, it's a precious journey to explore. But this particular simulation, we found that if people were looking outside and watching the world go by and these kinds of things, it actually removed them from the power of the story. And so we chose to create a more immersive set to try and help keep their hearts here so that they would be more able to receive the message.
其實咧，我開始呢個project 嘅時候啦，咁啊最主要其實係因為真係我自己都係土生土長喺香港大嘅，咁我會覺得讀書嘅時候其實，點解我哋唔可以有一啲遊戲式嘅學習啊，或者係一啲分離啲嘅學習模式咧？咁喺嗰啲位置啦，所以咧我會去諗，其實我哋會唔會自己去諗一套遊戲手法出嚟，係啱我哋而家嘅學生啊，或者一班嘅年青人去學習之餘，亦都係真係去吸收到一啲唔同嘅信息咧。咁所以呢個係可能俾我最大嘅一個啟發啦，我去做呢樣嘢啦。
So I started this project in 2021 when I was a student in UWC Atlantic College, and I started with my co-founder. And in that school, I had experience of teaching English to refugees in Wales and some local refugee centers. And from this initial exposure, I really enjoyed teaching them and hearing about their stories of how they left their country, the trauma and the pain, but also the difficulties of integrating in a new country and a new language. And when I met my co-founder, Abu Bakr, he's a refugee from Afghanistan that's living in Belgium. And he told me his story of how he arrived in Belgium and the difficulties of learning French. And he told me that he memorized the whole dictionary to learn French because there was no support for him. And the more we planned it out, we realized that actually there's a lot of strengths to doing an app because everyone, apps are very easily accessible on a phone. You can have access to knowledge instantaneously. And that's what we really want to focus on because, refugees, when they're in a new city, they have to go to the immigration office. They might need to go to the supermarket. So it's a lot of places that have to go and they might not necessarily have time. And also, we surveyed the refugees in our local community and also looked at statistics. So refugees mostly have phones that they have access to or have a phone in their household. So it is a really important tool that is necessary in urban areas.
咁喺嗰3個月入邊咧，我就即係接觸咗好多難民家庭，然之後我就好想為佢哋做啲嘢。咁我就返到學校嘅時候咧，我個 final year project 咧就係呢個 board game 嘅原型，咁就係我當時嘅一份功課嚟嘅。我自己係一個好鍾意玩 game 嘅 board game fans 嚟，咁我就覺得可以用我最鍾意嘅嘢as一個 media 咁去做啦。我自己以前我大學時代咁有一啲好影響我生命嘅片段咧，都係透過一啲 simulation， 透過一啲 board game 係俾到我好大嘅衝擊。咁我都因為我自己本身嘅生命就受到呢啲嘅 impact， 咁所以我都想同樣咁將呢啲 impact 俾其他人。
A huge number of NGOs actually use these programs to help their staff be refreshed in why they're serving, who they're helping, why it matters.
其實真係開始咗呢個 project 之後啦，一開頭咧就唔知對即係社會環境啊，或者係一啲其他嘅年輕人有咩影響嘅。但係發覺其實真係 run 順咗之後咧，即係我哋真係去做得多唔同嘅團啊，或者係唔同嘅劇本嘅時候，其實佢哋嘅同理心真係有一個好大嘅提升。佢會同我哋去。即係我哋嘅參加者，佢同我哋去講翻一啲玩後感啦。好多時係會可能有啲好 emotion 嘅情況出現，例如係喊。佢覺得我哋平時唔係好理解自己嘅爸爸媽媽喎。原來玩我哋劇場之後，其實佢會明白原來養大一個小朋友究竟有幾辛酸、幾辛苦等等呢一啲啦，可能一啲事例。咁所以其實我會覺得 live action role play 個影響正就係喺呢度，令到佢哋可以喺其他嘅角色好似置入其中咁，令到佢哋更加了解多啲關於唔同角色啊、持份者佢哋嘅一啲感受同處境嘅。喺真係成個呢一個嘅 project 入邊啦，或者 EJL 入邊，其實一路去創作啦，唔同嘅議題，其實學習到嘅真係好多嘅知識，因為我哋每一次做一個劇場嘅創作啊，由頭去做一啲資料搜集，即係啲 literature review 等等啦，我哋除咗對嗰個社會嘅議題多咗一啲知識之外，其實甚至去真係要去採訪一啲可能當事人啊，或者一啲嘅持份者嘅時候咧，其實我哋都會喺用一個第一手嘅資料啦，多咗一啲角度去理解原來呢一班嘅受眾佢有咁嘅心路歷程。
We are working with a community of 2,000 more refugees on our community page on Facebook, and that's where we interview and ask refugees what do they want to see in the app. So it's very fulfilling to work with this big group of refugees across Europe and also in the Middle East. I think every moment that me and my co-founder are actually able to interact with the refugees, we have like weekly calls, we all meet in person and kind of interview and talk about hearing their stories. But I think that every time we have this moment, it reminds us of our ethos of the project, which is to create an app that's created by refugees for refugees. So we take their ideas, their vision for the app, and we try to incorporate them into this app and hopefully help more refugees in their community or outside their community. They feel that they're very special because the app is tailored and made for them, and seeing that the expression that this is like made for them is just really fulfilling.
19年開始啦，咁到而家3年，咁我都冇特別數過，啱啱就係因為呢個訪問我數翻，我都帶咗超過100個 workshop， 淨係喺香港。咁同埋另外一個就係我都 surprise 嘅，喺台灣嗰邊啲 friend， 咁佢哋用咗副 board game， 佢哋就一路環島喺唔同嘅地方啊、學校啊，亦都做咗好多 workshop 啦，亦都俾更多人去到認識呢個成個難民事件。咁我諗最核心嘅係嗰個 impact 係即係唔係我喺台上面講個 top 咯，我喺台上面講個 top 就好多知識上面喺個腦度，但係個 game 係個感受上可以將你嗰個感受由個腦去埋個心度，你係 feel 到嗰個困難啊 ，feel 到嗰個做每一個決定嘅困難係多啲係喺個心入邊啦。
咁我希望即係真係 EJL 呢一套手法啦，可以去普及多啲，俾更加多嘅年輕人啦，咁啊俾更加多嘅 social worker 社工啊，甚至一啲老師，佢哋去學習之餘，睇下呢一種社會工作形式或者係教工作嘅形式，究竟有冇幫助咧對教工作？咁甚至最希望嘅就係俾我哋更加多嘅年輕人啦，俾我哋嘅 youth 啦，去了解多啲呢一種遊戲形式嘅背後想帶出嘅 meaning 啊，或者啲反思係啲乜嘢咧？
We will continue to share the app with more communities across Europe. Again, also maybe in the Asia Pacific region. An app is never fully done. There's always more to develop, more to add. So we are thinking of adding more languages. Currently we teach French and English, but hopefully we can also teach German, a very popular language, and Spanish. Maybe even in Hong Kong we can teach Chinese and Cantonese, which is also there's a lot of possibilities there as well.
呢一副 game 咧就係我第一副嘅第一個產品，第一個仔啦，咁啊整咗出嚟，咁我就覺得哇，咁啊而其實過咗呢2-3年，其實個迴響都係真係好好嘅。咁對我嚟講就係一個好大嘅鼓勵，咁我亦都想繼續向呢個方向行， 咁亦都而家睇咧都會有其他嘅 project 去試行中啦。
The thing that we have realized at this moment is that it's not enough. The issues of this world are greater than the actors who are engaged in addressing them. And so our goal in one part is to try to see how do we impact more hearts. And so we are currently on an 8.5-acre former army base, and we're actually preparing this year to open up our site to the general public to be able to impact more hearts and more lives, particularly of families, to help engage even more actors in responding to this world's needs. When something matters to you, you're not asking the question, am I big enough? If something matters to you, you're asking the question, you know something must be done, and you're saying, what can I do?
生活係真係俾我哋好多嘅靈感啊！咁啊，人都係，我哋溝通多啲，自然揾得到更加多嘅議題，值得我哋去探討嘅。